Hey guys, you're here with Ashley and Gaurav for your European football live show here at Big Dogs YouTube. Ashley, we didn't have a big slate today, but we did give out a few games. And I see now that Cercel Bridge has scored against Anderlecht finally. And all we can
Mhm.
hope for is that Anderlecht gets one with the players short of the field, but it doesn't look good right now.
No, and I loved this one too. So I had a premium on both teams to score. First half, we get the red card of doom, so nothing you can do about that. But if they don't pull it out, I'll still be up little over a unit on my premium, so it's fine. I mean, it happens. I actually had a red card help me out in the sporting match. So just so you guys know, I'm a complete liar. Just yesterday, I said I was never, ever, ever playing a cut match unless it was in Germany. But I started looking because I really do like betting sporting in certain matches. So I start reading, right? Kind of do the Portuguese take these seriously and digging and I really did like the numbers. So I took sporting and over 1.5. So really didn't even mind when Santa Clara scored first, because I needed goals. And Sporting had 2 goals disallowed, which made me nervous. But Santa Clara got a red card. So the first
Yeah.
time since I can remember that a red card actually helped me out. So thankful for that. So profitable day on premiums. It should have been like up 40 units. So you guys know yesterday, and my apologies about that Zulte match. I loved the over. I had locked it in at 2.75. It closed at 3.25. We get 2 goals in the first half. Actually, 3. One's disallowed. So it's like, okay, all we need is one in the second half for a push. There was like 8 corners in the first half, and then second half comes nothing but crickets chirping. Not, I think there was only 1 corner, so like not even attacking in the second half. So what can you do when you're on the over of 2.75 and you get 2 in the first half? You just feel like, you don't feel like it's a given because you've been betting the sport long enough to know that anything
Yeah.
happens. But it sets up ideally for your bets. So it happens. Close to being awesome day, but still a good day, profitable. So
Yeah, that was one of the games that we had on that parlay that we gave out on Twitter as well.
yeah.
And that Zulta match and that German third league game for the second day in a row, I found a game in Germany that the only game that went the under, and I find it somehow. It ended 1-0 for Meppen on the road. They had one cancelled goal as well, so
Yeah, they
I don't know.
did.
It's I'm gonna stay away from that German third league for now
Well,
because
I think it's gonna, just like after a break or something, maybe it's gonna take them a little while to get going. Because yeah, I mean, I like that bet. All the numbers supported it. It's just one of those things, right, where you can
yeah.
cap the numbers, but you can't cap the motivation. So you just move along from it. Yeah, but you just
Yeah,
make a
that
good bet and then hope it works out. That's all you can
Hearts
do.
and Celtic game was a nice win over 2.5 that we gave out of the show yesterday. Not sure what's the
Yeah.
score that the Rangers game. Oh, 1-0, barely. But
Yeah, that was way lower, and I'm glad. You remember yesterday I was saying I was trying
yeah,
to find value on Rangers team total. I just did not like those heads up numbers, so I actually went with I found a way to play Lecce in Italy. I told you guys I like their team total over, so instead of combining it with another match, I just combined it with a corners angle. So for them to have at least 3 corners and 2 goals, which hit in the first half. So and that was actually a really really good price. So sometimes if you guys get these expensive teams and you don't want to tangle it up into a whole different match, just throw something expensive on there, like just to get 3 corners is like minus 220 usually. But if you're throwing it in there with something that's not that expensive, get it. I got it around like minus 120. So if you know how to mix and match your bets, you can get some good prices.
yeah, I actually had Lecce and that World and Meppen over 2.5 in a double for plus 128, and I just couldn't believe that there were no goals in that German game. They
Yeah.
had chances, they had shots, they had everything. They just couldn't score a goal, and well, better luck next time. Now I'm
Yeah.
hoping that Anderlecht scores by some miracle,
I'm
so that
watching, man, because I do have a premium. If I do manage to hit this one, I'll go 4-1. But I'm just going to go ahead and count it as a loss with that red card. If
don't
I
be
were going
so
to choose a team to
pessimistic.
Well, I mean, I'm still watching it, so I think there's an outside shot. It's possible. It's just not highly probable, I don't think. But if I were going to choose one of the teams to get a red card, it would be the favorite, right? Because I think they would have more of a shot of scoring with a red card than Bruges would. But we'll see.
Yeah. It says here that the guy got a red card because of the violent conduct in the first half in the 25th minute. How
Because
crazy
of
you
what
gotta be.
conduct?
Violent conduct.
Oh, violent conduct. Yeah, I didn't see it.
How crazy you gotta be to do something in the 25th minute. I didn't see it, but first he got a yellow, I think, and then VAR said that he should get a red card, so he got a red card.
He must have run by and roundhouse kicked the guy to the face or something.
Possible.
Which is going to be entertaining, right? Because we had a lot of CONMEBOL, and we have these South American matches, and Mexico, which is in North America, but the southern region down there. And man, you talk about difficult, because there are red cards flying in that one, and sometimes I think they're a little bit more focused on playing UFC than they are playing football. So with a lot of these, you're just going to kind of have to throw a unit on it and just cross your fingers.
Yeah.
And welcome, Benita. Awesome that you're a new member. We appreciate you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here with us. Now, we had 2 games in the African Cup of Nations today in the knockout stage, and both games ended in a 0-0 draw after the regular time and the overtime, which is just ridiculous. In all of 30 games, we saw 20 goals so far.
Were there that many? I thought there was 3.
If so. Egypt went past Ivory Coast after the penalty shootout, and we are waiting penalties now in this Mali and Equatorial Guinea as well. So
I didn't get to watch it, but I'm assuming Salah hit a penalty shot, right?
He hit the last one for Egypt.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
Also, actually, there has been some movement to the transfer market today. And I'm going to go with the biggest bomb of the day is that Newcastle wants to sign Thomas Müller for Bayern Munich after his contract expires. Which, if you ask me, is a load of crap because I just don't see it happening.
I mean, I have no idea. Money talks, but I mean, I know he makes good money where he is.
I mean, he had offers before to make more money, but he never went for it. He has his family in Germany, in Munich. He has I think his wife has a horse farm and something like that. So they are really into horses. So I just don't see him going to England right now.
Yeah, I mean, and why would you? It's it's definitely not an upgrade. I mean, you're Bayern Munich, you're playing for one of the top teams in the world, so it would be tough to leave there and go anywhere and it be an upgrade. But I will give props to Newcastle for all that oil money they can throw around, because there's really not a player on the transfer market whose name is not attached to Newcastle in some form. Not that they're not, that they're going there, but Newcastle is after a ton of people, and it looks like they're willing to spend a ton of money to get them.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's going to keep them in the league this season. So if they want to stay in the EPL, they got to go for it. Yep. And apparently they want to sign Bernd Leno from Arsenal as their new goalkeeper, so we'll see what's going to happen with that. And apparently yesterday, Dembele said that he's trying to negotiate a new contract with Barcelona on his own without his agent. Well, today I read that Barcelona has probably found a buyer for him, and that is actually Chelsea, who's willing to buy him and sign him. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen with that one, but surely it's quite entertaining when Barcelona saying one thing, Dembele saying the other thing, and his agency saying something third. So,
right.
I don't know. That's
it's going to be interesting to see where some of these end up. I think that Newcastle will not get nearly, everyone that they're after, but I think they're going to be able to snag some pretty good ones. And what I'm curious about too is, I was reading something last night. So Brentford basically had offered Christian Eriksen. You guys know the guy that plays for Denmark national team, had cardiac arrest on the pitch and everything. So basically they were wanting to give him a 6-month contract. But he's I read last night that he's working out with, I believe, is it Ajax club? Because he's, trying to keep his fitness up till he figures out where he's going to land. So I'm really curious to see where he goes, with
I
that
think
health
he
scare.
already accepted the 6 month proposal from
Brentford.
Brentford.
Okay, so then he must just be, I guess, you doing all of his training sessions with. I
Yeah,
think it's Ajax, but I'm not positive. But it is some really good team, to keep his fitness up. So yeah, anyone who saw him collapse on the pitch and well, basically he was dead until they revived him was terrifying. So the fact that he could play again, that's
yeah,
just phenomenal for him. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Because the EPL is pretty much, I think, one of the few leagues where you are allowed to play with the defibrillator or in
Yeah.
your chest, right? So he had to cancel his contract with Inter. So and he was looking for a club, and I think Brentford is pretty much the only team willing to offer him anything right now.
Yeah, and they're a decent little club, I mean, they're
Yeah,
nothing to write home about, but for what happened to him, so terrifying. He's lucky to be alive. I mean, to be able
yeah.
to
Those
play
were
anywhere.
some terrifying scenes, man.
Yes, very.
It
Because
really was.
you've seen people that actually have not been able to be revived, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what it looked like. Their eyes roll in the back of the head. Yeah, terrifying. When I watched it, it made me sick. I thought there's no way this guy survives that. So yeah, it doesn't matter what team he plays for. I know he's just happy to be alive and to be playing the sport. So that's amazing.
And that is the player in the tip-top shape, going through medical exams every other month,
Right.
practicing every day, like eating right, eating healthy, living
Yep.
healthy, and it could happen to anybody, like literally.
Yep.
So now I see Josh is asking if Brazil is going to win the World Cup this year. Short and sweet answer: no. at least,
Yeah.
in my, at least in my
Right. I
opinion,
don't think
just
so.
so that we don't get carried away. I don't think they will, and I don't think they can. So
No, I don't think so either.
also, Robin Gozes has made a transfer from Atalanta to Inter today for 25 million euros. So that's a nice reinforcement for Inter on the left back side.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're at the top, right? And so they
Yeah,
have like, Atalanta and then AC Milan, who people think is going to try to make a run for it. But yeah, looks like they are going to go all out, not to just be in the top spot, but to stay there. So, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be tough to catch them. I mean, there are several teams at the
yeah,
top of the Italy table that are good, but Inter right now just seems to be on a whole different level. There are teams as good as them, as good as they are offensively, but I think just that dividing line is their defense right now.
yeah. And also, I just read that Liverpool has made contact with Dybala for the end of the season. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. Whether he's going to extend with Juventus or he's going to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't know. My take on it. I hope he stays in Serie A, but I mean, we got Vlahovic to stay, so and we might not get to hold on to all of them, but I like seeing all of the players that I love in my favorite league. So
No, actually, as far as tomorrow goes, we got pretty much nothing. Actually, we have Club Brugge and Saint Gillois in Belgium. We have Primeira Liga matchup, that's Estoril and Arouca. But I'm gonna go with the games that we have in South America and North and Central America. Ecuador, Brazil. That's the game that starts at 4 p.m. just before our live show tomorrow. So let's talk about this one for a bit.
yeah, so I'll just tell you guys right off. I'm one who I'm just not crazy about betting this part of the world. Because there are a lot of good teams and good players. Don't get me wrong, but there's just so many red cards. And you're sitting there on both teams to score, and then just within the first 15 minutes, your bet is dead. I do. I was looking at some of the heads up numbers and just historically, like, for Brazil. So I do expect them to win this match. I mean, they're qualified, but I still don't just see them sitting back, right, and not caring about winning. But the only way that I would approach it to find value on them is they've beaten this team like You guys give me just 1 second to pull it up here.
Yeah, they lost only once to Ecuador in the past. They beaten them 9 out of 13 games.
Yeah, and if you just go back to the last six, right? So the worst they did was draw in their last one. They beat them every time. The worst beating they gave them was 3-0, and that was several years ago. So since they've never, there's, going back to the last six, there has not been more than 3 goals, and it's only been 3 goals once. There's usually one or two. I would take a shot at, and I think I will take a shot at Brazil in under 3.5.
Yeah, and even Brazil on the money line is plus 135 right now. And like you said, they are safe. They will get qualified. They are 6 points ahead of Argentina, but there are still 4 games to be played in these qualifications. So they could still lose that top spot, but it won't really matter because the top 4 teams are going straight to the World Cup, and the fifth team is going through some additional qualifications. But
Right.
they haven't been scoring a lot in their previous international break. They have scored only 1 goal in their last 2 games. They did score 4 against Uruguay, but before that they scored 0 against Colombia and 0 against Argentina. So they do have a few new players, and Coutinho is back in the national team. We'll see if he can do anything, score anything, or assist or whatever. But I do like Brazil on the money line here, just because Ecuador's defense is not as good as the rest of the teams here, and they can score. So we'll see if that could go the over, maybe over 2.5. But honestly, I wouldn't gamble with it. I would just take Brazil on the money line.
Yeah, yeah. I think they win there. I mean, wait and see the lineups, but yeah,
Yeah.
I do think they take them down. I mean, just the number, the current numbers support it, and the heads up historical numbers definitely support it. So I just got excited in this Anderlecht match. I saw
Yeah, I
red,
saw.
but it was Bruges scoring again. Like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, it would be nice if we see a penalty for Anderlecht right about
Wouldn't
now.
that be awesome? Oh my God.
Yeah,
It's so crazy how like one thing it takes you from like 4 and
yeah.
1 on your premiums to 3 and 2. It's just bizarre.
Now, actually, for tomorrow, we also have Jamaica, Mexico, USA, and El Salvador, Honduras, Canada, and Costa Rica, Panama. But those are games that are later, 7 p.m. and on. So we'll talk about those on our live show tomorrow. Do you got anything else going on tomorrow?
Um Tomorrow. No, so I was kind of interested in Brazil.
I do like that matchup in Belgium, Club Brugge and Saint Gilloise. That's a pretty big game tomorrow.
Let me guess, you like in BTTSN over?
How could I not?
Right. Yeah, I actually already locked in a bet for Saint Joa. I think it's on Sunday, their match. So not their next one, but their one after that, because I
Oh
got the over
God.
2.5 pretty cheap, and I'm pretty sure that's going to skyrocket. Hello, Mustafa, and so what's Philip was asking? Do we think Newcastle will pull it together and not be relegated?
Probably because there's a lot of
Yeah,
money in question there.
yeah, I think that that's exactly what they're doing. The amount of money that they're throwing around right now, I think they'll snag some players to help keep them in the EPL. Yeah, someone's gonna say yes to the amount of money they're throwing at them.
Some of them already did say yes. So now,
Now, I like betting the Hungarian league. So it's kind of tricky though when these leagues are just getting back started. But this Hungarian NB1 league, I like betting a lot for goals. So Ferencváros is playing Puskás, and the last 6 of those, actually 4 of them have been exactly a 1-1 score line. Ferencváros beat them once 2-1. So both teams to score is hitting 5 of the 6. So I do like both teams to score in that. Uh, would I push it to both teams to score and over? No, that's only happened 1 in the last 6. I mean, can it happen? Yes, because Ferencváros is one of those teams that can turn it on and score. But I do like both teams to score in that one. Haven't checked the price yet, so we'll see if it's something I'll pull the trigger on or not.
yeah, I do like both teams to score, but it's minus 190 here on my book, which is pretty steep, and
Yeah, then if
I'll be
you're,
staying
if
away.
you have something you're priced out of, yeah, right, that you want to throw that in as a leg of a parlay or something, but
Yeah.
definitely I wouldn't lay that by itself.
But like you said, I do like both teams to score an over 2.5 in this Club Brugge and Saint Gillois game in Belgium. We have the top team and the third team in the standings playing the game. I mean, this Saint Gillois team is probably the nicest surprise. If not in Belgium, I'm gonna say like probably half the Europe is cheering for them right now, even though
Oh yeah.
they were kind of awarded that penalty in the 100 and no, actually, what was it, 99th minute in their last game to get a 2-1 win, even though there was only 5 minutes of the additional time. But they're scoring a lot, and so is Club Brugge. So I think we're going to see some goals in this one. And both teams to score an over 2.5 at -113 right now. That's a steal.
Yeah, sometimes it's really crazy with Saint Joie being this recently promoted team, but they're so freaking good that sometimes I get hesitant to take them and over 2.5, right? Because their defense is so good. So a lot of times they get up 2-0 and then they just shut it down. But like you said, they're playing another top team here. So do I think that they shut out Club Bruges? No.
Yeah.
Any idea about, so as far as Australia, Japan, and all that? There's one obscure one tomorrow. In the speaking of Asia, these different random World Cup qualifiers. So Korea Republic playing Lebanon. I have to do deeper diving, so don't go throwing money on it right now. But yeah, Korea has not been high scoring, but they've beaten them every single time. Except for one draw in their last 5. So I actually like Korea Republic here. They have some pretty good players. I'll probably be breaking that one down, trying to find a way to bet them.
I was gonna say I like Australia, Vietnam, and Australia to win 2-0. And then I saw the price -165, so I'll be staying away from that because
Yeah.
I mean Australia is nothing special, but Vietnam is probably worse. So the only game I could think of is Japan and China. That could be an interesting one. Maybe I mean Japan is -480 favorites. Maybe take Japan and over 2.5.
They've been oddly low scoring though with Japan, because I like to bet on several of those Japanese leagues, but yeah, so for some reason when it gets to these qualifying rounds, they play very odd. So they should win, but I wouldn't be laying anything crazy with them. I don't even think I'll be touching that match.
Yeah.
Syria and then UAE, United Arab Emirates. I kind of like both teams to score in that. Like I said, any of these today, I've spent last night and this morning doing all my premiums for today. So I'm just at the point where I start digging into these other ones. So, but yeah, Syria can score and United Arab Emirates can score. So that one, and I'm liking Korea Republic. Those are probably the two I'll do the deepest dives into.
Yeah, I personally will stay away from this Asian qualifiers, and I'll stick to the North and Central American and South American ones for tomorrow. And like I said, this Club Brugge and Saint Gillois match, that's probably the best bet of the day if you take both teams to score over 2.5. We had an Indian match today. How was the score on that one? Was it both teams to score over 2.5? I think somebody
3-0. Yeah,
Oh,
so Bengaluru won 3-0. Yeah.
we have one tomorrow, though. I think that your favorite team is playing tomorrow, Odisha.
Yeah, and I think they're playing Hyderabad, right? But
Yeah.
the thing is with them, man, they've kind of gone cold for me. It was like Saudi Arabia Premier League, man. I was smacking that one left and right with both teams to score and over, but it's just trended to like a whole different league now. 90% of the matches are low scoring, and the same things kind of happened. I fell in love with this Indian Super League, and now it's just kind of like, that people have been turned on to betting them. This is a lot more hit and miss, a lot more 1-0s than I've been seeing all season. But yeah, with that, I just take straight over 2.5, or I just leave it the hell alone. And you're gonna hit the over 2.5, or you're gonna get no goals at all. That's just the way that league is.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything more to talk about. Excuse me, today, Ashley. But we will talk about a few more games tomorrow that are playing in the evening. So make sure, guys, you come back. Make sure you subscribe so you get the notification that our show is coming on. We appreciate those likes, so keep them coming, guys. There will be some videos coming up to YouTube shortly, so make sure you check those out. I think 5 or 6 videos that we have to make today still, so stay tuned for those. Got anything else to add, Ashley?
No, no, just a slow couple days. So you guys just hang in there with us. We'll have some awesome ones coming up here the next couple days for sure.
Yeah, it will be a bit slow over the next few days, but next weekend, not this one, the next one, we are getting all the leagues back, so it's gonna be an exciting couple of weeks after that. So,
Yep, for sure.
like we said, guys, hit that like button. We appreciate it a lot, and we'll see you tomorrow at 4:30 p.m.